This episode of Some Like It Hot has certain stunts done without the best interests of safety in mind. Those involved encourage you to not be reckless and attempt to recreate anything found within this video. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, I paid the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. Why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone? I always feel like somebody's watching, and I got no privacy. Oh. Hello, everyone. Self-hating narcissist here, back with another episode of Some Like It Hot, the international hit YouTube series / Instagram series where I embarrass myself publicly by heating up beverages and foods so you
Don't have to.
This week on Some Like It Hot, we're talking juices. All kinds of different juice. Juice, juice, juice.
Juice everywhere.
Now, I'm going to start this off by hitting you with a Some Like It hot take. I seem to be full of them, apparently, of just bad opinions or wrong opinions. How do we feel about orange juice? What's the consensus on orange juice? You guys like orange juice? Are you those weird people that fetishize brushing your teeth and drinking orange juice afterwards? What's up with that?
Why is that a thing?
I hate orange juice. I detest orange juice with every inch of my existence. I've never liked it. Pulp, no pulp, Pulp Fiction. I fucking hate orange juice.
So of course, continuing in the theme of me hurting myself through food and beverage, I'm gonna enjoy some cold orange juice and then I'm gonna throw it in here. But it's not just orange juice this week. I'm not gonna short you guys on content. I grabbed actually four juices in total here. I have cranberry apple raspberry juice, which I actually feel like I'll enjoy. I like cranberry juice a lot. I have just 100% apple juice. And finally, we need to talk about this last one. It is called Minute Maid Tomato Juice Blend. It's a vegetable juice, of course. Vegetable juice blend of tomato, carrot, celery, beet, and cucumber juices from concentrate with added ingredients. I hate this. I'm not much of a V8 kind of guy. I'm not, working out and slamming some V8 while I'm, getting ripped during this pandemic. I'm more of a fruit juice kind of guy. I'm just a normal fucking being. That being said, I went to the store and this was lined up with the other ones that I purchased, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of untapped comedic potential in this beverage. And when I went to grab it off the shelf, there was legitimate dust building on this top one here.
Does juice expire?
It has to expire, right? It's extremely perishable. The fact that it was covered in dust really triggered something. It triggered my fight or flight, and I guess I'm going to be fighting this. Something that I really want to talk about is kind of the reception of this show. I've been very shocked to see that people genuinely look forward to these uploads. They laugh at my jokes. They're entertained by what I do. In general, the positive feedback has been kind of striking to me. It's been very jarring. Even if it's 15, 20 views per video and like 7 people comment on it, I don't know why. It just makes me feel proud of what I'm doing, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something for a reason, which I haven't felt in a very long time. I've searched a very long time throughout my life for purpose, and I suppose this stupid comedic web series is kind of my outlet for everything in my life. I'm gonna not try to do this every week where I thank the audience in this really uncomfortably long period of time where I'm just trying to say thank you. I'm gonna try to not do it as much in the future, but every time I upload, there's this kind of feeling of like,
Oh, people like me.
people young, people old, people from my local area. I'm getting hometown hero vibes from this. Even if it's just 14 people from my local area.
I feel pretty good about myself, which is the first time ever I felt like that.
That being said, I've also apparently reached international waters. A gentleman from Spain reached out. He asked if my show was just me drinking soda and joking, and I was kind of blown away at how he used such little words and such broken English to completely encapsulate what this series is. The gentleman from Spain also mentioned that although he found my show funny, he didn't completely understand it, and I want it to be known that despite the fact that I devote all of my free time, which is roughly like 3 or 4 days a week to the show, I don't understand it either. I don't understand why you guys attend this event every week. But I'm just thankful we're here, you know? Riding off this wave of good vibes, I wanted to bring up a comment that was on, I think, the second video, episode 2 of Some Like It Hot. I often call to action my audience to tell me how many ice cubes to use for my beverage or food of choice. And on this specific video, someone had commented, "No ice cubes, pussy." And that really struck a chord with me. I know that I may seem like a very flat, emotionless, self-deprecating fucking idiot, but that's because that's exactly what I am. But words still hurt. So today I will be honoring this comment and doing one of these beverages with no ice. But just know that I'm human. I hurt. Words can definitely hurt you. And I have nothing left to live for.
So don't try me, bitch.
How do you guys feel about the kind of compilation of drinks I've assembled here? You feeling good on them? You guys like apple juice? You guys like orange juice? How does everyone feel about cranberry juice? I feel like that's kind of like a polarizing topic. I'm a real New Englander. I like my cranberry juice. Fresh off the fucking swamp.
I love things that are just bitter and don't taste good.
It's kind of like a reflection of myself that I'm drinking. I think to kind of get started here, I just want to take some sips of the cold beverages that I've assembled. And when I say cold, I mean they've been sitting in my kitchen for about 45 minutes while I assembled all of this. But yeah, I'm gonna try each of these lukewarm, some like it lukewarm. Whoever commented that, wink wink, nudge nudge. And I'm gonna give them kind of my review. I already crushed quite a bit of the cranberry apple raspberry beverage just because I was kind of thirsty and that sounded like the best one to me. I can't tell you the last time I just sat down and drank apple juice. I feel like a fucking child. This is what you're doing with your Saturday or whatever day you're viewing this video. You're just watching some random dude in a Friday the 13th shirt drink juice.
How pathetic.
I think what's more pathetic is the man in the Friday the 13th shirt drinking juice in front of a camera and then spending multiple days editing it.
Let's not talk about that.
Time for some dreaded orange juice. Is this fucking pulp or no pulp? Alright. Minute Maid doesn't feel the need to mention whether there's pulp or not, or whether I'm gonna be
Feeling good.
This is I hate orange juice so much.
I think rather than drinking this entire container of orange juice, I'd rather just grab an orange fresh off the tree in Central Florida and just bite into it like an apple, like skin and all, like a disgusting visual of someone just chomping down on an orange. I think I'd rather do that than drink all of this.
Just because I fucking hate orange juice. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, can't stand orange juice.
If you see me in public and you hand me orange juice, you know what I'm gonna do? You really wanna know? You're gonna catch a roundhouse kick to the jaw and you'll never eat again. You guys, I think it's time that we hit the tomato juice blend. I really don't know what I'm walking into here. I know that I read the orange juice by itself is gonna make me throw up. I know that I read the ingredients of this, but I don't actually know what the concocted creation is gonna taste like. It's this very weird tomato red. And I want it to be known that I hate tomatoes. Oh. It's nothing but pain. It's just tomatoes, it's olives. The concocted creation is gonna taste like. It's this very weird tomato red. And I want it to be known that I hate tomatoes. Oh. It's nothing but pain. It's just tomatoes, it's olives, it's feta cheese, it's orange juice. It's just, I'm just trying to hurt myself. I'm just walking into these sucker punches left and right, and I have only myself to blame. You people
Drink tomato juice?
remember I was explaining the orange visual of you walking up and just taking a bite out of an orange? That's what this feels like. Like I grabbed a tomato freshly ripened and just this is an awful idea. I regret all of this. If you see me in public and offer me a tomato, you know what I'm gonna do to you? I'm gonna roundhouse kick you in the jaw so you'll never eat again. During this horrible endeavor, I've actually enlisted the assistance of this dreaded emoji mug. I kind of feel a bit of companionship, the closest thing I've felt to intimacy and friendship with this inanimate mug. I kind of appreciate its companionship through all these difficult times, from being the vessel that harbors the disgusting liquid I propel into it, to being a water cup when I'm trying to take on the worst pizza I've ever had in my life. It's stuck through. What beverage do I start with? Post a comment. Do I do the worst one first? Do I get it out of the way? I hope there's a light bulb appearing over my head because I'm just thinking of something. So to just put myself out of my misery, I think my plan is I'm just gonna put both of the bad beverages inside of the Keurig here, the trusty Keurig. I'm gonna just throw in orange juice and tomato juice, and whatever spews out of it, I'm gonna sip. Just because I don't want this video to run too long. I don't want to have to heat up 4 different beverages and tell you that they're awful. So I'm just gonna heat these 2 up, mix them, and we're gonna reap what we sow on the consequences. I think that 2 weeks ago, when I did the surge in the Keurig, a lot of you got the wrong idea that it was fully broken and that it was FUBAR. It was fucked up beyond all recognition. Once again, I don't know what you were thinking, but it's not happy with what I've done to it. It's still usable. I've used it since then to do coffee and tea, and there's been no motor oil in those beverages. So I think that was kind of a one-time thing. That being said, it's not gonna like this. I know that much. The tomato, I almost called it tomato sauce. The tomato juice is, a Keurig's not meant to hold this type of thing. Post down in the comments below, how much of each beverage should I put to create my concoction? Give me like actual measurements and then give me percentages, like do 40% orange juice, 60% tomato.
What do you guys think?
I think I'm just gonna pour a bit in of each, and I'm gonna just eyeball it, and we're gonna call it cool, okay?
Cool.
All right. First, we're gonna pour in some orange juice. Oh, this is disgusting liquid. All right. The smallest dispensing option for the Keurig is 6 ounces. We're like already almost there with just the. I just spilled orange juice all over myself. I'm gonna hurt myself later for that. I'll put a little bit more in actually.
Alright, I'm gonna go clean up this mess.
All right, welcome back. I'm feeling washed. I'm feeling clean. I'm feeling good about myself.
Let's immediately dismantle and demolish that by pouring tomato juice into the Keurig.
Even the smell of the tomato juice makes me ill. Oh. Okay. We're at 6 ounces total between the two beverages. It's coagulating in the Keurig right now. It's forming something, and I'm terrified, so I'm just gonna close that. We're gonna put that in the Keurig. Alright, the Keurig just shut off. I don't think it wants to do this, and I don't blame it. Alright, I may have actually caused damage to the Keurig. While this is... It usually takes a bit of time for the beverage to heat up and then eventually come out. This was near instantaneous. The Keurig was fighting for its life. It just attempted to remove it as fast as possible, and I can't fault it for that. How's this Keurig ASMR treating you guys? How does it sound? I think I need to turn this off. It smells like smoke in here. The Keurig is smoking. I'll be honest with you guys. I think this is the death of our Keurig. I don't know what to say. I fucked up big. The scent is bad. I'm actually kind of mournful over this. This is deeply upsetting to me. At the top of the episode, I mentioned how the emoji mug is the closest thing I felt to companionship in a very long time. After this episode, or after the heating up of the beverage, I was going to make a comment about how the Keurig, despite all the difficult times, has also always been here for me. Unfortunately, it's dead. It's gone. I did not anticipate that this would be the death of it. I'm not sure what specifically caused it to die, but the fact of the matter is it's dead. It's gone. I need to throw it out. It's broken. I'm going to accept that the smoke erupting from it, the awful noises it made, and the fact that the lights don't turn back on it confirms that it's dead. I didn't think I would get so emotional over a single-serve Keurig machine, but that actually helped me get through the little bit of college that I did do, and it helped me kind of kickstart all of this. And even looking at the camera right now, seeing the bare space of where it was before and is no longer, it's doing damage to me.
I don't really know how I'm going to continue this episode.
I know that this is a comedy show, and I'm here to entertain you, and I'm here to make you laugh. But this is real. I didn't anticipate that I would kill the Keurig on episode number 4. I thought it would survive many a hardship right there alongside with me. But This adventure proved to be too much for it, and I think it's even proving too much for me. What did come out of the Keurig, this mixture, this blend, I don't think I'm gonna drink it. I understand the funny guy has to drink the gross beverage, but I recklessly killed the Keurig, and I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to recklessly kill myself by drinking this. I think the mix of the beverages along with the busted internals of the Keurig is something that I can't take. I think what we should do is, for the remainder of this episode, let's take a minute and remember our fallen comrade. And I'm going to go grab the samurai sword, and we're going to kill both of the beverages that unfortunately put our friend down. I'm going to pour the feeling happy mug. I'm going to pour the disastrous liquid into the sink. I'm going to wash the mug, and I'm going to pretend this never happened. Although, I'm going to have to live with the consequences. For those of you not familiar, this is Wooden Swan. It's a swan made out of wood, and it was a good friend of the Keurig machine. Both of them traveled side by side with me throughout this entire journey, and I feel like it's kind of sentimental to have Wooden Swan here on the send out of the Keurig machine. So we're gonna take 30 seconds of silence, and we're going to just remember all the fun times we had. We're gonna focus on the positive, and then we're gonna keep on running with the show, okay? All right, let's do it. Let's hit this magical brew button and take the good ship brewing. Slap the fucking brew button and let's wait. I'm not feeling happy right now. You know, oftentimes I've heard the phrase, revenge is a dish best served cold. With that being said, the remainder of this episode is going to be devoted to Some Like It Cold.
Cold revenge on the awful things that killed my best friend.
Snapple real fact number 285. In ancient Rome, lemons were used as an antidote to all poisons. You learn something new every day, huh? I recognize this episode isn't as focused on the food or the beverages as I kind of hoped it would going into it. That being said, I'm going to give a review of all of the players of this episode. I'm going to say that the orange juice and the tomato juice both are condemned to hell. I hope nobody remembers them. I hope it's never brought up in this show again. I hope that both of those beverages are forgotten by time and people continue to move on and act like they never existed. And I hope that any loved ones tomato juice or orange juice may have are killed in front of them, just like what they had done with me. The good beverages of this episode, this cranberry juice, the apple juice. I appreciate them being here for me during this difficult time. I'm having a very hard time coping. I'm going to pour out a good portion of this cranberry juice just for our fallen comrade. I didn't anticipate that happening. I'll be honest, I don't know how I'm going to be heating up beverages from now on. I know that there are other ways of doing it, but it just doesn't feel as right, you know? So, I'm not much of a religious man. If you invited me over your house and asked me to say grace, I would be completely fucked. Say it along with me now. Oh Lord in heaven, please, when you see the Keurig approach the pearly gates, let it in. It earned its ticket to heaven. I don't want this episode to end on such a somber note, so I actually got some mail today, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip this open. I remember the Keurig machine always told me that if it happened to pass amongst one of these episodes to continue without it, that the show must go on regardless of the cost. What we have this week in our mail is the Friday the 13th fan film, Never Hike Alone. It's available on YouTube. You don't have to buy it, or you don't have to buy a physical copy. I'm, of course, very passionate about Friday the 13th. I own all of the movies. I've seen this fan film multiple times. It's a found footage-esque interpretation of a Friday the 13th movie. I have a ton of respect to Womp Stomp Films, the company that produced this. I know that they're currently working on sequels to this film. They have an entire lineup planned of what they're going to be doing with these fan films. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to not only this fan film, but the company that produces it. I'm going to put that down below in the description. I encourage you to check them out. Even if you don't like horror movies, check them out anyway. This isn't sponsored. I know it may seem like it, especially given this kind of melancholic episode. But I'm actually really excited to get this in the mail. I've been wanting to have a physical version of this. For those of you who don't know, I collect films on DVDs and Blu-rays. So this is a welcome addition to my collection. I own all of the other Friday the 13th movies, so now I really feel complete in owning this. I will be supporting them on future endeavors, as I think you should as well. I think that we're going to have to end this episode here. I know that there wasn't as many goofy fun hijinks of me reacting to the beverage.
It's fucking terrible. What did you expect?
But I think that out of respect to the Keurig, and just out of respect to all that we've lost along the way, we're just gonna cut it off here. So if you liked this video, or if you even didn't like this video, please like the video. If you have anything to comment on, even if it's calling me a pussy, do it. And if you want to see more content of like what you're witnessing right now, check back every Saturday for Some Like It Hot. Please subscribe to me. And usually at the end of these episodes I say, be kind to one another, be excellent. Go watch the movie Street Trash. Remember, you don't need to clean your hair every day. But for this one, I'm just going to say, call your friends. If you haven't talked to them in a while, give them a ring and let them know you love them. Because at the end of the day, none of us know when it's going to be our last. And you wouldn't want your last memory with someone to be bad. You wouldn't want it to be random. You would want someone you love to know that you love them when they pass. I think that
that's going to be the end of my advice for today. If you have any broken relationships and you think they're worth mending, please mend them. If you love someone, let them know, because being blindsided like this can be one of the hardest feelings in the world. I love you all. Have a good night.